Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick and mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I'm passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love, because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you are meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. Hey guys, welcome back to the Inspire and Move podcast. I am your host, Ali Aruda, and today, everyone is so lucky because I have in the home studio the executive co-host of the Inspire and Move podcast,
Matt Aruda.
Woot woot.
In the home studio.
In the home studio. Doesn't that sound so profesh?
It does sound very professional. Looks good too.
And we've got video Matt in the house as well.
What?
No bartender Matt, not today. We've got little Bloom mocktails.
Wah, wah.
Being
Just kidding.
in company.
Just
Give it some
kidding.
love.
I love Bloom.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So today's topic, and I feel like all of these topics have kind of percolated for us when we've been on walks either to and from Benchmark or on our dog walks as a family. But it is all about the permission slip. And I feel like we also have recorded an episode, I don't know what order they'll come out in, about how pressure is a privilege. And we want this one to be all about the permission slip and not waiting for permission, because that's lame. I was going to try to come up with something softer. I was like, I'm just going to be direct. All right. I had a little note here that I wanted to read about giving yourself permission, that nobody is coming to give you permission, not your partner, not your parents, not the algorithm. And today we are going to dive into that and talk about what actually happens when you finally stop waiting. So right out of the gate, Matt, why don't you give me an example of something that comes to mind? I love that you just made these like giant eyeballs. Question for the audience.
Like that emoji?
Yes. Is there something that comes to mind that you have experienced that you're like, you know what, I'm going to stop waiting and I'm going to do this?
Oh, man. There are so many things, right? There's so many things that I don't even know if there's necessarily one example that I can say, this is the definitive moment that I remember the last time. I think I do this all the time. I think it's the idea or the difference between being a procrastinator and
Taking
just
action?
jumping,
Being an action taker?
and doing something. Yeah, whatever it is. I don't think we even necessarily need to frame this as anything substantial that is life-changing, albeit we could certainly have all kinds of reasons why that would be the case and how that could be the case. But I think if you get to the point where you're thinking about something a few different times, more likely than not, you know that it's what you're moving towards. And the idea of not jumping and grabbing it is costing you a lot of things. It's not just costing you time, but it's costing you money. It's costing you opportunity to even find other tangents that can jump off from there, the ability to create new relationships that you never knew would have existed should you have not taken that opportunity. I think of the idea of us going to the very first mastermind that we did 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago now. And some of the friendships that we've made in that room for those first 72 hours, we were there for 72 hours. And the relationships that we took out of in those 72 hours are friends that are not just some of our very closest right now, but likely, hopefully, are some of our closest for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
They're people that we've talked about, not just business components and gotten to the nitty gritty as far as dollars and cents and numbers and strategy, but we talk all kinds of personal things. We talk about family things. We're at each other's kids' birthday parties upcoming, and we celebrate big life events with each other, anniversaries and so on and so forth. So all of that was on the tail end of taking the jump and finally walking into the room to look for that support and not waiting for somebody or something, some aha moment, some light bulb to turn on and kind of give you the God wink of sorts. It's just the ability to look at each other and say, what are we effing around for? Let's just, if we're going to be serious about this, let's act serious about this. And we did.
I think sometimes too, even thinking about, and I feel like I learned this in my years of planning events, And I mean, hey, I had no risk because it was never my money. I worked for somebody else, but I really cared about my role. So I was concerned about what things cost and what was I on budget. But being able to make decisions and problem solve. And so being in the world of events, you can plan your event and then something happens. I remember planning a Formula One event in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. And I had this whole plan for our McLaren cocktail party that I was going to crane a car up onto the rooftop terrace.
Yeah,
I'd
badass.
planned it for months. What happened the week upcoming? Do you remember this?
Of course.
Like coming up to like F1 weekend in Montreal, every crane company on strike.
That'll show you.
Yeah. I was like, this is a massive part of my plan and my event. And eventually kind of got over the shock to then be like, all right, I gotta find a solution. And I found a solution, looked amazing, banger of a party.
Banger of a party, and no one knew or cared that there was a crane strike that week.
Yes. I had something come up this week for an event I'm planning. And I was like, all right, I am gonna have this solved by the time I go to bed tonight. And I probably solved it in about 10 hours.
There you go.
And it just
And not only did you solve it, it's probably a better scenario than what it was before the problem arose to begin with.
yes, I think it's gonna be an amazing experience for my guests. I'm really excited about it. I feel great about it. And sometimes it actually could turn out better
Yeah.
when things like that happen. But the action item here is literally that I took action
Yeah.
and was able to make a decision quicker. And I think that's one of the best things that you can learn in the world of entrepreneurship, which is the harder path we have all actively chosen. And again, if you're listening to this episode of this show, it's in the entrepreneurship category. We have all chosen the more challenging path.
I think the idea of when there is an issue that arises, and look, I know this is much easier said than done, but when the issue arises, an issue arises that needs to be dealt with, dealing with it, albeit not the easiest thing to do in the moment, but dealing with it immediately is the right thing to do. Almost always. And it doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable. I mean, there's things that we're working on right now that have come up recently that we have to address head on. And that's not comfortable, but doesn't mean that it's not important and that it shouldn't be done, because if you don't, it festers, it grows, the problem becomes worse, or sometimes even unnavigable once you get it to the point, or let it get to the point that it's beyond your control. Whereas if you had the ability to have addressed it when it was a smaller issue, whatever that might look like, it makes it to be much easier for you to execute things down the road as that comes up as well, because they will. What you're waiting for isn't something that's in a silo that will be dealt with and nothing else along the way. What you're doing, not dealing with the issue or the challenge or the decision in the moment, is voluntarily adding that extra piece of responsibility to what will always be an ongoing fuller plate the longer that you wait, with other things that come up.
You know what's even coming up for me right now is a conversation that even was prevalent in the recent event I was in New York, the $1 Million Personal Brand event that Jess Williamson hosted. And I love just giving her a shout out because she lives in Perth, Australia, and hosted this incredible event for 200 women with incredible keynote speakers and panelists in New York City,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
And I just feel so blessed and privileged to have been a part of that. And that alone is a little lesson. And I did a solo episode recently about this, how that opportunity came my way and I took immediate action on connecting with Jess. The opportunity came through my best friend, Rochelle. Connected with Jess, took action on it. I'm like, I'm not waiting for permission for Jess to reach out to me. I'll reach out to her. She's the one planning the event. She's probably so busy. I will reach out, we'll have a call, and I will put my hand up for as many things that I can to do to support that event. And I want to stand out. And I don't need permission to do that. And I do not want to play small. And the whole idea of not playing small was a big lesson from that. And one of my favorite humans, Jen Gottlieb, love her, love learning from her, was the keynote speaker at the event. And she had really encouraged the audience, which is, again, all women, to take up space, and being visible is your responsibility. If you have a problem that you can solve for someone, then you owe it to your ideal clients, your future clients, your community, and yourself.
They're looking for you
to take up space and show them how you can help them.
Yeah. You're not taking up space in the sense of butting in front of somebody in line.
Mhm.
What you're doing is making yourself readily available and visible for the exact people that are looking for exactly what it is that you offer. And if you don't make that decision to say, hey, I'm here and this is what I can do and this is what I do, then how is anybody ever supposed to know what it is you do and how you do it? When in reality, you guys are potentially a perfect match. But because you never put anything out there, I mean, put yourself in their situation. How would you know if somebody didn't show you what they did before you hired them?
And I think even just going back to the whole idea of playing small, that also, and I feel like we talk about this so often on when you and I are together for these episodes, or myself by myself, or with guests, about the idea of who you surround yourself with. And that for sure, yes, the people that you see on a regular basis, but also who you seek out for mentorship and support, and
Hmm.
having those people remind you that you do need to take up space and that you should not be playing small.
Hmm.
Life is short, guys. It's going to pass you by. And if you are not actively working towards the life that you dream of, it's going to be gone.
Yeah, and there are things that are taken away from you and the ability for you to make those decisions more often than I think we experience, whether it be personal situations, health situations. If you're in a position right now where you've got the ability to make a decision that might feel scary, but that you know deep down would benefit you and your family, what the hell are you waiting for? Other than you being scared, what else is in your way? And if it isn't financial and it isn't time and it sure isn't your ability to excel once you're there, then put your feelings aside and just make it happen. Just go, just do it one step. You got to go one step, right? You got to put one foot in front of the other and commit to the thing that you know, scary as it might be, but that just means you care about it. It just
Mhm.
means it's important. But knowing that one step in front of the other always makes things a little less scary. You don't have an elephant in its entirety in one sitting. One bite at a time
Yeah.
is how it goes.
Chris's favorite lines.
Hmm.
Well, and we see this a lot with some of the people that we are working with right now on a one-on-one standpoint.
Hmm.
And it's interesting because, and that's what I love about one-on-one coaching, is that you get to be so entrenched in that person's business and what they need and how you can support and help them. And I'm seeing the girls, and I love, like, you work with men, I work with women. And then in the Mentor Collective Mastermind, we get to work with everyone.
Hmm.
But with my clients, I'm seeing some that are definitely very uncomfortable with some of these decisions, and not necessarily that they need permission, but that's what I love about and really admire for anyone that actively seeks mentorship.
Hmm.
That they've already taken that action to know, you know what, I would really benefit from this. And I
Yeah.
want someone to challenge me, and I'm saying push me as like eloquently as possible. And then I see others that are like that we will have our session together, and then within 24 to 36 hours I've got an updated email of like, these are all the ideas that came up for me, and like this is what I've already taken action on.
Hmm.
And I love to see that,
Hmm.
and knowing that they themselves are like giving themselves this permission in a way because they want to take up space and they want to move quicker towards taking that action.
Yeah, and I know people hear it all the time, so you don't want to necessarily water it down. But the idea of like nobody coming for you and
Oh
the
yeah.
idea of nobody's coming to save you or nobody's coming to walk you through the door of what the best version of your life is, and all that's true for a reason. I think if you're going to create a life or if you're going to be impactful in your business, which invariably does impact your life and the people around you, and you're going to do it in a way and for a period of time, for an extended period of time, where you can be proud of it,
Mhm.
you can build a legacy on it, then at the genesis of that will come a point where you would have had to be the one to make the first step, to make the first move. There's nothing great that comes out of you just waiting. You're you're meant for something larger, no doubt, but that's only if you at least meet it halfway. And if I'm being honest, you probably got to meet it 80%
Mhm.
to be perfectly fair. Hard work and trial and failure and reattempt over and over again without having anybody's permission to do so is what builds the greatest things that we've ever known, that we've ever done, that we use every day. None of that came with somebody just resting on their laurels or being scared to try something. Everything that we do, everything that we take advantage of, that we take for granted in our lives as a as a piece or as an amenity that makes our life easier came off of the decision of a person or a group of people saying we're gonna go for it, and hopefully it works. And a lot of times it doesn't, but they learned and repivot into something that does.
And you're putting those reps in.
Yep.
So not only are you learning something from it, but you're putting those reps in. So you're going to make your ask even better the next
Yeah.
time, or that pitch email is going to be shorter and sharper and very clear, not cute. And the only thing I was going to add to that was in terms of, taking action on whatever, insert whatever relatable thing for you, is if you take too long and you're sitting there waiting for permission to say yes or to go do this or do that, then the opportunity could be lost.
The world's not waiting for you.
No, it is a fast-paced world, especially now. You got the whole world of AI that is replacing jobs and amplifying things that you are already doing, but you can now use AI. And this is not an AI lesson, but it's more so just like we are in a fast-paced world and people's time is more valuable than ever.
And you don't say that to scare people.
No,
You
to
say
be
it
honest.
but you also say it to light a fire under their ass.
Yeah.
To know that here's the good news. People are looking for you. People want what you offer. But if you're not quick to meet them where they're at, they are not waiting for you to show up. They will just as quickly say, I know what I'm looking for. You don't provide it. I will go to somewhere where I know I can get it. And that doesn't speak to what your abilities are. It just spoke to how much time it took you to meet them where they already are.
I agree. I had something else to say, and I was like, nope, no more notes. That's it. But in closing, really just want you guys to take up space and don't wait. Don't just look for that. Don't look for that permission slip. That is like so high school.
Yeah, what's the one thing that, is on one's mind, like to those who are listening now? What's the one thing that's on your mind right now that you have felt you could be impactful in, that is the next logical step? And it doesn't need to be huge. I'm not saying, that's right, Matt, I should quit my job. Well, wait a minute.
You have
wait
to
a
be
minute.
smart about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And be responsible.
Absolutely. It could be something as simple as, I know I need to get to the gym. I know I need social connection and engagement and support. I know I need to get into that mastermind. I need to get into that online group. Whatever it is, this doesn't need to be as massive as I need to move halfway across the world. Maybe eventually you get there.
We just had someone join the gym that moved because she's like, I know I need to be there.
Yeah.
And I mean, she didn't move from where she was to go to be in Burlington to go to Benchmark, but I think it was a piece of it.
But it was one of the first things she did once she did move here.
Yes.
So it goes to show you her level of priorities once she arrived. So
I will celebrate that. I love that.
yeah, I mean, she's looking for community and she's looking for a place to get healthy and be supported along the way. And guess what? She's not going to find a better spot than Benchmark. So there you go.
Yes.
So all that is to say, I think that there's a little bit of something in every single one of us where the natural reaction, just being a human being, the natural reaction is to be a little bit concerned or to think twice before you make that first step. The worst case scenario is nothing changes.
Yeah. Or you try something that doesn't work. Great. What did you learn from it?
What's the best case scenario? Everything changes.
And we've seen this. We have seen this for people in our life, in our circle. Something happens, like, oh, shoot. And we can see it in real time. We're like, oh, no, the permission. Okay, now it's going over here, where you could have just done the big thing, done the scary thing, leaned into the discomfort and expanded from there.
Because discomfort's always temporary.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no doubt.
It's like the grind season.
Doing the big thing isn't going to feel like it is natural, especially the first few times that you do it. It's going to feel sticky, and you're going to maybe second guess what your big goal is, and who it is that you want to be impacting, and what you want to be a part of long term. But the longer you're in that, it becomes your new standard. It becomes your new norm, and your ability to react to and to be able to work through those feelings of insecurity and unsure, and knowing that because you've made this move and you can adapt accordingly, you can do it again and again. And that's the muscle. That's the beauty of it, is you do it once, then you've just proven to yourself empirical evidence showing you that you can do this. And the second time you do it is a hell of a lot easier, because there's no reason that you think you can't do it. You literally just proved to yourself that you could.
Well, you build a thicker skin a
Yeah.
little, and you become more resilient
Yeah.
time and time again.
Yeah.
My wish for you listening, watching, and there's many of you that I know who you are, and I love and appreciate your loyalty to this show and these conversations so, so much. And so I know there are many of you out there that will listen to this episode. Would love if you share it, but you'll listen to it and you will probably be able to identify an area in which you could apply a little bit of pressure to yourself, not wait for permission, go take up the space and take that big action.
And it doesn't need to be massive either, right? Just if it's something smaller, that's a win too.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts with the exact same movement, regardless big or small, and that's a step forward.
Yeah. Guys, thanks so much for listening, watching. Babe, love our episodes together.
It's
I feel
fun.
like it had been a while.
It's a nice little studio we have here.
Yeah. So all of you, thank you so much. We are so grateful for you. If you would love to share this episode with a friend or on your social media, love to see that. And if you'd like to do a little 5-star rating and review, really love that too. But until next time, we love you, we appreciate you, and we will see you again soon.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean so much to me if you took a few seconds and shared this on social media, sent it to a friend, or left a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I'm so grateful to have you part of mine.